Every great city holds secrets, not just in dusty archives, but buried deep within its very foundations. They begin as whispers, traded between late-night commuters and metro workers, slowly hardening into modern folklore. In our city, the most enduring of these tales is of a ghost station, a platform constructed and finished yet never opened. It's a place absent from any official map, a phantom that some swear they have seen. They call it Aura Station. The legend manifests in different ways. Some train operators, guiding their cars through the dark arteries of the system after midnight, speak of a strange flicker in the tunnel lights. For just a moment, they see a phantom glimpse of a fully tiled platform where only concrete and rock should be. They describe ornate pillars and faded posters from a past era, illuminated for a split second before the train plunges back into darkness. It's a story often dismissed with a nervous laugh, blamed on fatigue or a trick of the light, but the story persists. Among urban explorers, Aura Station is more than a myth. It's a holy grail. They trade grainy, inconclusive photos online, piecing together a puzzle with half the pieces missing. One popular rumor insists that if you press your face to the window on the last northbound train on the Crimson Line, just after the old industrial district, you might see it. Others claim that a strange, hollow hum can sometimes be heard from ventilation grates on the street above its supposed location. A faint, ethereal sound, as if the station is still breathing. The city's transit authority, of course, officially denies its existence with polite, rehearsed statements about unfounded rumors. But legends are rarely born from nothing. They are often the distorted echoes of a forgotten truth. To move beyond these whispers, we sought cold, hard evidence. Our investigation led to the City Municipal Archives, where the city's memory is stored on miles of shelving. Here, amidst dusty blueprints, the first concrete traces of Aura Station emerged. It was not always a ghost. It was once a meticulously documented dream. The plans date to the late 1960s, a time of bold civic optimism. City planners had envisioned a massive expansion of the metro system, a project called the Zenith Line, and there, at the heart of the proposal, was our station. On the blueprints, it was designated Northgate Interchange. It was meant to be a critical junction, a sprawling two-level station connecting the new Zenith Line with the existing Crimson Line. The architectural drawings show a station that was far from ordinary, with soaring ceilings, wide-open concourses, and walls designed for large-scale mosaics. Its budget was nearly double that of other stations. Then, in the winter of 1973, the paper trail stops. A single, dryly worded memorandum states the Zenith Line project is postponed indefinitely, citing a perfect storm of budget cuts and shifting urban planning priorities. The file is stamped, closed. The official story is neat and tidy. But buried deep within financial addendums, we found the first thread to pull. The funding for Northgate Station wasn't just cut. It was rerouted. A massive sum was transferred to a vaguely titled Special Projects Division, an entity with no other publicly documented projects. The money didn't vanish. It was hidden. Archives can only tell the official story. To find the truth, we needed someone who was there. After weeks of searching, we met Arthur Finch, a junior civil engineer on the Zenith Line project in 1972. Now, in his late 80s, his memory for technical details remains sharp. Northgate? I remember Northgate, he said, his eyes looking into a memory 60 years old. We all thought the budget was insane. They had us pouring concrete 3 times thicker than any other station. The rebar we were laying, it was the kind of reinforcement you'd use for a military bunker, not a public transit hub. Arthur confirmed that construction was significantly advanced when the plug was pulled, and the official reason never sat right with him. You don't pour that much money and concrete into the ground and then just walk away, he scoffed. He also remembered the regular presence of men in suits who weren't from the transit authority. They observed the work from a distance, their questions always about structural load-bearing and ventilation capacity, not passenger flow. Arthur's testimony provided a voice from the past. For a modern perspective, we went deeper into the clandestine world of urban exploration. Through encrypted channels, we contacted an explorer known as Cypher, who claims to have infiltrated Northgate within the last decade. "It's a concrete tomb," his voice crackled over a secure line. "But it's pristine. The silence is so total it rings in your ears." His account corroborated Arthur's story about the over-engineered construction. But Cypher found something Arthur couldn't have known about. At the far end of the lower platform, behind a crumbled temporary wall, he found something that wasn't on any public blueprints. A massive, sealed corridor. It wasn't boarded up. It was a solid wall of heavily reinforced concrete, with a sealed steel door set into it, its locking mechanism cut off and welded shut from the outside. "It felt different from the rest of the station," Cypher explained. "The rest was abandoned. This was sealed. Intentionally. Whatever that passage leads to, someone wanted to make absolutely sure no one ever got inside." Two witnesses, separated by decades, were telling two parts of the same story. One remembered building a fortress. The other found a sealed vault within it. Armed with these testimonies, we re-examined the archival blueprints. What was once a collection of historical documents now felt like a treasure map. The first anomaly was the one Arthur mentioned, the sheer mass of the construction. The specifications for steel and concrete were astronomical, designed to withstand pressures far beyond the earth above. A modern structural engineer put it bluntly, "This isn't designed to keep soil out. This is designed to survive a direct, surface-level cataclysm." The second discovery was hidden in the HVAC schematics. Layered underneath the main public ventilation plans was a completely separate, secondary system. This was not for public comfort. It was a closed-loop, overpressurized air supply with intake vents disguised as utility sheds blocks away. Most tellingly, the plans indicated triple-filter scrubbers designed to remove not just dust, but chemical and radiological contaminants. This was life support. But the final key was Cypher's sealed corridor. On the main blueprints, it was a featureless wall. By overlaying the electrical and plumbing schematics, however, we found it. Designated as a utility conduit, it was connected to its own independent power grid and a dedicated water line, leading to a series of large, empty chambers adjacent to the main structure. The blueprints told two stories at once. The Northgate interchange, with its grand concourse, was a brilliant piece of misdirection. A concrete iceberg, with only a fraction of its true purpose meant to be seen. The puzzle pieces all lay on the table. A phantom budget, bunker-grade walls, a hidden life support system, and a sealed corridor to avoid. Together, they form a picture that is both shocking and, in the context of its time, perfectly logical. Northgate Interchange was never just a metro station. It was a Trojan horse made of concrete and steel. Its primary purpose was not to serve commuters, but to protect the city's leadership in the event of the unthinkable. The evidence points to one inescapable conclusion. Northgate Station was built as a cover for a highly classified continuity of government facility, a secret nuclear-hardened bunker from which the city could be run after an apocalyptic attack. This revelation recontextualizes every anomaly. The insane budget was the cost of a subterranean fortress. The men in suits were likely federal agents overseeing a project of national security. The sophisticated air filtration was to provide breathable air to the bunker's occupants for months. And the sealed corridor Cypher found? That was the main entrance. The public station was merely the lobby, an elaborate, disposable piece of camouflage. The plan was ingenious. Hide the excavation of a massive secret facility in plain sight, under the noise and activity of the city's largest public works project. This was a product of the Cold War's chilling paranoia. The official story of the project's cancellation was the final, brilliant stroke. The secret component, the bunker, was likely completed. Once the secure facility was finished and sealed, the public-facing station could be officially terminated, erasing the location from public consciousness, sealing its secret not just with concrete, but with bureaucracy. So what is Aura Station today? It is not a ghost. It is a silent, dormant giant sleeping beneath the city. The train operators who catch a fleeting glimpse of its platforms are seeing the real remnants of the most elaborate piece of camouflage our city has ever produced. The whispers are the distorted echoes of a truth far stranger than any ghost story. The facility is almost certainly still there, a monument not to a victory, but to a pervasive fear. It is a relic of an era when humanity lived with its finger hovering over the self-destruct button. Today, the world has changed. The immediate threat that spawned it has receded, making the bunker functionally obsolete. A time capsule preserving the anxieties of the 1970s. And so it remains, a concrete sarcophagus holding not a king, but an idea. Every day, millions of people walk the streets above, their trains rattling the earth just meters from its sealed walls, completely oblivious. The ghost of Aura Station is real, but it doesn't haunt the tunnels. It haunts our history, and down there in the cold, absolute dark, it sits, waiting,